Howdy, this is Josh from Sea to Sea, and you know, we're a prescription dive mask company, but at our core, we're divers. And that's how this all got started. So I like to sometimes take some time to review some other pieces of equipment. Even though we don't sell it, we don't make any money on it, but I want to give you guys my feedback on it. As I've been diving down here in St. Maarten over the last few months, it started to get a little bit colder. My 3 mil wetsuit's just not quite cutting it. I don't really want to move up to the 5 mil just yet, but I want some additional warmth. And so I've always been interested in looking at heated vests. And so I reached out to Venture Heat. This is my honest feedback. I've used this on 2 dives now, and I want you guys to know how it works. So to start, this is a heated vest. So it's electronic. It has 2 batteries. The batteries fit into the pockets right here. The heating elements are carbon fiber. The vest itself is actually machine washable. It comes with this little laundry type mesh bag that you can put it in when you wash it. And it will actually work with only one of the batteries if you want. But with 2 of the batteries, which I'll show you, it'll actually run for 7 hours on low. So even if you're doing a long tech dive, you got a lot of battery life in there, or 3.5 hours, which is still a long time. That's more than most divers are gonna do in a 2-tank dive. 3.5 hours on the highest heat setting. So the batteries fit into these little side pockets, and there's a connection here. This side is the vest connection. This side is the battery connection. And they do ask you that you use some silicone grease along here, and that'll help prevent corrosion on those connections, and that's not covered by the warranty. So if you do get corrosion, if you're not taking care of those connections, they will not warranty it. So the battery just slides back into the pocket here, and you zip that up. And again, there's a battery on each side, or you can dive with just one of the batteries. I'm not sure if you get half the runtime with just one battery or a little bit less. And you wear this vest to your bare skin underneath your wetsuit, or even underneath a rash guard and then your wetsuit or whatever else. So you do want this to be kind of form-fitting. The nice thing that Venture Heat does is they include an additional side panel that you can actually zip in. So if it's a little bit tight, you can zip in that additional side panel. I'm 5'11", about 200 pounds. I went with the extra large. In reality, I wish I had gone with the large, because if you get it, you know, as tight as you can, or comfortably tight, you know, you're gonna get a little bit more warmth out of it. It's super easy to put on. They actually have these side zips, so it makes it super easy to put the vest on. And as you can see, it's just a touch loose on me. So again, I do wish that I had gone with the large instead of the extra large, but it still works super great for me. So you'll notice that on the bottom of the vest here, there's this little indicator. Now you're wearing this under your wetsuit, you're not gonna see that. So how do you know what mode the vest is in? You have this little remote they give you. It's a wrist watch type style thing. You hold it down for a couple seconds and that turns on, and you actually feel the vibration of it turning on. You hit it just one time again, you'll feel 2 vibrations. That means it's in the middle heat setting. You hit it one more time, you get to that 3rd setting, 3 vibrations. Now you're in overdrive, you're getting a lot of extra warmth. Hit it again one time, and you're back to the initial setting. It has a 60-minute auto shut off so that it won't run the battery down if you accidentally leave it on. If that happens to you underwater, you just have to turn it back on. Didn't happen to me on my 2 dives. And really, it's my 2nd dive that I start getting cold, and this really worked out really well. I could feel that extra warmth under my wetsuit and really helped out. So hit it again, I'm now back into the lowest heat setting, hold it down, and now it's off. And this works, of course, underwater. Worked out really well for me. My one complaint, I don't really love the strap, but the controller feels really solid.
Let me show you what it's actually like to dive with this heated vest. We're out here with Ocean Explorers Dive Center and the wonderful dive instructor and captain, Jeff. We're gonna do 2 dives today. The porpoise wreck, as well as the fishbowl coral reef. One of my favorite things about descending on the porpoise wreck is I'm almost always greeted by a shark or 2. This happened to probably have been the largest number of sharks I've seen on the wreck, and really spent some time enjoying them here before moving to the wreck itself. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is on the remote itself for the Venture Heat vest, you actually have a color indicator showing you what level heating setting you're on. In this case, I'm on just 1 dot out of the 3, the lowest setting. The Porpoise was a tugboat. It sunk in about 90 feet of water. It's a wreck that was intentionally sunk to be used as a reef system as well as an attraction for divers. My wetsuit's a little bit older, so it's losing some of its ability to maintain warmth underwater. I had the Venture Heat vest set, as I said earlier, at the lowest setting, just to add a little bit of heat for me during this dive. And that's a wrap on diving the Porpoise wreck today. And here's Robin being a little bit of a goofball, blowing air rings. Time for our surface interval and drive to the next dive site. In the long term, I'm probably going to find another place to mount the Venture Heat controller rather than my wrist. Just as a rebreather diver, I have so much stuff on my wrist already. Here's my rebreather between the dives with the controller just hanging out on one of the loop hoses. And here's another look at how the batteries look in the vest. The second dive I did with the vest was one of my favorite dive sites. It's the Fishbowl Reef, which, as you see, has a few sharks on it, as well as a really great swim through that's picture perfect for underwater photos. Here's me trying to show you again how the lighting works on the indicator on the Venture Heat controller. You see I've got it set to the second level here for the second dive. After using the Venture Heat for 2 dives, I can say I can't wait to use it for more. It really improved the comfort level of my dives, even in this little bit of warmer water. One thing to note is Venture Heat has updated their controller strap to a more neutral black, which I prefer over the strap I have here. I'll probably try and swap that at a later date. The Venture Heat Pro V2 waterproof heated diving undersuit is available from Venture Heat directly for $799, and I'm looking forward to hundreds of dives with mine.